Hi, Kat Miller here. Hope you are doing amazingly well. In this video, I want to share with you about how to get these four things in place that will make your coaching business become so much easier once these things are solved. Do you ever feel like you're working really, really hard in your coaching business and just not seeing the results that you want? You're putting in the hours and you're wondering why it's not actually paying off. What if the secret to success when it comes to your coaching business isn't working harder, but it was actually solving a few key problems? So, over the last 8 years, I've helped thousands of coaches to speed up their growth, to accelerate the results that they're having, to attract clients consistently and build a business that they love. And throughout this time, I've discovered that there are some key areas that if people just focus on these key areas and eliminated a lot of the other distractions that it's easy to get caught up in. There's so much coming at us, right? So much information and content coming at us. If they eliminated a lot of the noise and the distraction and the things that are kind of nice to have and maybe fun to do, and just focus on these key areas, these four key areas, they would achieve success so much faster. They would accelerate their progress without having to work longer and harder, but purely taking the exact same amount of time that they have to devote to their business and focusing on the things that are going to make the biggest difference. All right, let's dive in. What are the four key areas every coach needs to solve? These are the things that when you get them in place, your business will become easier and more profitable. Number one, an effective strategy. Now, you've probably heard this before, but do you have an effective strategy? Do you have a clear strategy, an overarching plan that you're following every day and sticking to, and knowing that if you follow this strategy, you're going to get predictable results? And that you know exactly what to focus on, you know what to do. And when you have this plan in place, you know what to do next. Often the biggest challenge that I talk to coaches about is they don't know what to do next, and they don't have an effective strategy when it comes to their marketing and their sales, and it's costing them big time. So for example, you can create pieces of content, standalone pieces of content. Oops, I'm just going to turn my other light on. You can create individual pieces, or you can create a whole marketing campaign that's strategic, that takes people on a journey. You can jump on a sales call and just have a conversation, or you can have a process that you follow where you know how to structure that conversation so that if it's the right match, it will lead to a client. So all of these things can have a strategy behind them, and then you've got your overarching strategy. So so many coaches I speak to are struggling and to get clients consistently. And one of the biggest reasons is they don't have that predictable, reliable system. And they're getting coaching clients through maybe networking or word of mouth, or it's a little bit more random. It's not strategic. So this is something that's intentional. It doesn't just happen. Obviously, you need to create it. You need to spend time thinking about it, and it's a really good use of your time because when you are reactive, like when you open up your laptop and you check your emails and you check social media, you're reacting to what's going on around you rather than having full control. And human nature, all of us, we will tend to gravitate towards the easy things, right? And I do this with my to-do list. I often think, oh, I'm just gonna knock out some easy wins and some easy tasks to start the day. And even though I've read Eat That Frog by Brian Tracy, I don't know if you've read that book where he talks about doing your hardest thing first. Human nature is that we will typically do things that are easy and fun as opposed to the things that are really going to make the biggest difference. And there's usually at least one thing every day that if you focused on this, it would move the business further the fastest. And that's often the thing that we avoid. And so my question to you is, what are you avoiding? And what are you distracting yourself with? Is it looking at what everybody else is doing? Is it looking at social media, scrolling, reading emails, reading articles, learning, going to courses? Like, all these things are good things, but we need to ruthlessly question and protect our time, and we need to be looking at what we're doing and really questioning, why am I doing this to begin with? And we need to delete or delay the stuff that really doesn't matter, that doesn't give the biggest return on investment. And we need to allocate our resources, our time, our energy, and our money, usually the biggest ones, to what's going to give us the biggest bang for our buck. And then we make sure that our resources are going to that. And maybe it's a skill deficiency. You need to allocate some time, energy, and money into improving a skill. And for most coaches, it's sales and marketing. That's the skill gap. Hey, Colette, great to have you here. So prioritizing what truly moves your business forward and eliminating those unnecessary things will put your momentum on. What am I trying to say? Will move you faster and will get that momentum building up so that you get that snowball effect and you start getting this buzz happening. I know when I'm really focused and I am looking at my tasks and going, no, that can wait, even though I really want to do it, that can wait. And I discipline myself, even though it's harder. Like the sun's shining, I want to go to the pool, I want to lie outside, and I get myself to do it in action. It's such a buzz, right? You know that feeling. And when you have a strategy and you stick to it, that makes it a lot easier. So that's number one, an effective strategy. Number two, something you need that will make your business become so much easier is to have a specific ideal client, a specific ideal client. The single most biggest challenge that I come across is a lack of specificity in people's ideal clients. So they will think they're being specific, but in their messaging, they're not being specific. They're being too vague. And there's a difference between what people think is specific and what actually is specific enough to attract the people that you want to work with. And I've had this conversation so many times with clients because they often blame strategy. They say, I tried this, that didn't work, that didn't work. Oh, I've seen ads, this doesn't work, funnels are dead, webinars are dead, this is dead. People advertise against things because of what they're selling, right? So they'll say, that's dead, that's dead, that's dead. TikTok's dead, YouTube, whatever, like whatever they don't sell, they will go against. It's a marketing trick, hack, whatever. And so they are trying to convince you that that is not the right strategy. And so people think it's all about the strategy, but it's not. You can plug effective messaging, meaning you're speaking to the right person in the right way, and they think, she gets me. Oh my gosh, she's speaking my language. She really understands and she knows how to get me over this problem. You can plug that into most strategies and they will work. So the strategy is not the problem. You need an effective strategy, but without that specificity in your messaging, you'll never attract your ideal clients. And a lot of people feel like they know them, but to what depth do you know them? To what layers are you going through? I gave an example last night in my Facebook, in my mastermind group. I said I started out with coaching mindset, and then I started out with weight loss coaching. That was very clear, very specific, very easy to sell, and I was earning 2K a week, pretty much every 2K minimum a week as a weight loss coach because it was so clear and specific, the outcome. And this was when I was in my late 20s when I started doing that. But when I moved to mindset coaching, when I studied NLP and fell in love with mindset coaching, I was just kind of marketing mindset coaching, way too general, didn't work. Then I went to business coaching. I got some clients, I had some success, but so general. Like if you punch into Facebook ads, like if you're setting up a Facebook ad and you put interest business, there's over 1 billion people who have specified that they're interested in business. So super vague, right? So business owners, then I went to service-based business owners from level 1 to level 2, service-based, not products. Then I went to women service providers because I decided that I was just way better off serving women. It made a lot more sense. I was better at it. I understand the unique challenges that women face in sales and marketing. And then I went to women coaches. So 4 layers deep. So from level 1 business owners, service providers, women service providers, women coaches, 4 levels deep. Now it's so much easier to market. Pretty much all my workshops are full of my ideal clients, and it's way more fun, way more enjoyable. I get better results for people, and they have bigger transformations, and ultimately my business is way more sustainable long term. So people need to feel like you're speaking directly to me. I can't tell you the amount of people that have said things to me like, how to feel like you've been spying on me, or feel like you wrote that program based on the conversation that we had recently, or have you been stalking me or overhearing my conversations? But because I have so many coaching conversations with women, that's how I form my messaging based on these conversations. I use the exact language that people tell me and I put it back out in my marketing, which is what you want to do. So I know that you probably know that your work is not for everyone, but if you're not getting the clients you want, or your sales have slowed down, your ideal client that you defined, I don't know, a couple of years ago or even 6 months ago might not be your ideal client today. And you may need to learn a deeper level of niching, of specificity. And it's also about raising your standards even more about who you work with. When you're tempted to say, oh, I'm just going to open it up because I want more clients. I really get it. I really understand what it feels like to feel like you're cutting off possibilities, but the opposite actually happens. When you say no to clients who aren't the right fit, no matter how much you need the money, no matter how much you want to take that client on, you will open up so much more space for abundance, for the right people to come in. So I would recommend you look at who you enjoy working with the most, who brings in the revenue that you deserve with the least amount of stress, and really focus your messaging on those people. So that is ideal client. Number 3, the ability to communicate your value. The ability to communicate your value. Not knowing how to clearly articulate your value is most likely costing you a lot, and you deserve more. One of the most attractive things in marketing and sales is being really clear in the value that you offer and who it's for, and then let people know they're the right type of person to work with and eliminate all the others. And this is how we communicate our value. People think communicating value is just adding more and teaching and teaching and sharing how much you know. It's not that. It's actually being crystal clear in how you let people know how valuable it is. And by having qualifiers and requirements to work with you, it does something really powerful in people's minds. If you can say to them, I can absolutely help you change your life in this very specific way, that means a lot to you. They'll think, wow, this sounds like this is exactly for me, and that's exactly what I want. So that happens in the offer. It happens in the way you communicate your offer and how awesome it is. It also happens in the way you share why you're unique. And if you haven't done the work to really articulate why you're different, why you stand out for other people, why your offer is different to what other coaches offer, this is an important problem for you to solve. And that change in messaging, when you develop the ability to articulate why you're different, why you're unique, why your genius zone and your experience in traversing the journey that you're going to take people on, your ability to communicate that in a way that's confident and humble. You can have both. In fact, those two things are essential for clearly articulating your value. You get better at it, but you have to learn to say no to the wrong people. And a lot of coaches just never develop that skill. And it's not easy, but it is so worth it. Once you know how to speak really strongly with conviction about what you do, because you believe it in your bones, you believe it in your heart and soul that you can help this person, that you can be the guy that's going to take them on their hero's journey to the transformation that they want. It is so powerful. Number 4 is the ability to stay focused. The ability to stay focused. One of the most challenging parts of living in this day and age is the ability to say no to things and learn how to prioritize our time, energy, and money. And the responsibility that we have for this is so huge, because if we don't do this, we literally don't reach the people that we're here on the planet to serve. And this is where strategy also comes into play. Effective strategies direct your focus to the actions that will bring the greatest return on investment, but it's often not about doing more, it's about doing what works. And most successful coaches, they don't have more resources than other people. They just do the best. They make the best use of the resources that they have. And they understand that growing their business requires an investment of time, energy, and money into the right things. And we've all heard the richest people in the world all have 24 hours a day, like the same as us, but they prioritize what they spend their time on. And the same goes for the most effective coaches. They prioritize those activities that give them the most amount of return on investment. So like I mentioned in strategy, human nature does tend to go for those fast rewards. But we really have to question, what are we procrastinating on? What are those hard things that we're avoiding? Because the truth is, if you focus on these 4 key areas, you'll be amazed at how quickly your coaching business can grow and how quickly you'll see results, and you'll get this buzz and you'll get this fire because the right people are coming to you, and you'll feel so proud of yourself. And when this happened to me, I remember the distinct moment where I was like, something has clicked. Something has, like, I've gone to this next level of momentum where I want to be the kind of person who is a woman of her word, who has integrity, who does what I say I'm going to do. And I refuse to get caught up in drama and my own excuses and my own stories and limiting beliefs. I have to be ruthless about that, because there are people depending on my ability to stay focused and to discipline myself to stay focused. And, that's why it's so important to constantly question our business priorities. Why am I doing what I'm doing? Does it align with my overall goals? Is there anything I need to cut? And if I'm not sure, just delay it, put it off, focus on the right things, focus on what matters. Blinkers on. This is particularly harder for us women. We do have diffuse awareness. The majority of women, we are wired differently to men who have foveal vision, which is like that ability to really go for their goals. As women, we have more neural connections, emotional connections and pathways in our brain, and ability to have multiple projects and things on the go. So we have to be even more ruthless with our focus, because it doesn't come naturally to most of us. And it's even harder in this current world that we're in. So I hope that's been helpful. I heard this quote the other day from Alex Hormozi, and it really jumped out at me. When something just kind of hits you in the gut. He said the words to the effect of, your the ideal perfect version of your business exists. You just have a number of steps that you have to take to get there. And when I heard that, I thought, wow, my dream business exists, and it's just steps. And the more I go that way, the more I delay my dreams. And so the earlier you know what those steps are, the faster your business will grow. And all of a sudden, things start moving really quickly. So my question to you is, would you like some help with this? Because this is what I'm offering at the moment. We're coming towards the end of the year. There's a tendency to want to put things off till next year and chuck things out to the future. But then by the time we get there, there's nothing there for us. We have to start from scratch. So I'm a big fan, I always have been in business, of starting at the end of the year to set yourself up for success. And, there's still enough time to put a lot of things in place that you'll be really proud of. You'll end the year strong and you'll set up your future self for success. So everything I've talked about today, if you are struggling in any of these areas, this will help you. This is for you if you're a coach and you want more clients and you want to do it quickly. I'm only sharing this with my private community. It's the only time I'm offering this particular offer with this level of value for this price. So just drop the word what am I going to do? Me in the comments, or DM me the word me if you are curious. You're not committing to anything. I'll just let you know more about it, about everything that you'll get. It's like weekly videos with me, one-on-one, screen share, doing the work together. We'll craft your ideal client blueprint, your messaging. We'll craft your marketing campaign. We'll do the work together and I'll help you with it. You get unlimited content edits. It's a really awesome offer. If you want some help with this, those are the two things I'm offering at the moment. Just to recap, the 4 things you need to solve in your coaching business is: number 1, an effective strategy. Number 2, an ideal client, a specific ideal client. Number 3, the ability to communicate your value. And number 4 is staying focused. Please let me know which jumped out to you. Which of those 4 things do you feel are the most relevant for you right now and that you want to focus on? I want this to be really tangible and practical for you to go away and do something with this information, rather than just it being, just another video you watch. So please let me know what's been helpful, and have a beautiful, amazing day. And I look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye for now.